Did you know that a well-made Kris is so perfectly balanced that it can be made to stand on its own? Keep watching to find out more. Do I need to powder my nose or something? Good, I look good. Skills and God. Okay, hi guys, and welcome to today's video. I hope you are all in good health and positive spirit always. If we are meeting for the first time, my name is Khairi Johari, better known as Pak Jofe, the Kris Collector from Singapore, and you are watching the Kris Collector Show. If you want to find out more about me and what this channel is all about, check out this channel's intro video right here. Today I am answering a question posted by Azhar Kasim. Excellent content and presentation. What is your opinion about the Kris Berdiri? Is it purely mystical or myth, or it has a scientific explanation to it? Thank you, Azhar Kasim, for your question. This is a very interesting topic for a discussion, and I will try my best to explain it in the least technical manner as possible. For the benefit of my non-Malay speaking audience, a Kris Berdiri is referring to a Kris that can be made to stand perfectly balanced on its own. In my previous videos, I have mentioned briefly that a Kris is not a product of haphazard design. It is engineered with such precision that the ultimate objective is to display proof of balance. Now, let us take a look at what is defined as balance. According to the Oxford Dictionary, as a noun, balance is defined as, number 1, an even distribution of weight enabling someone or something to remain upright and steady. Number 2, a situation in which different elements are equal or in the correct proportions. Now, I am not a mathematician by profession, so I am not sure which mathematical theorem suitably applies to calculating the balance point. From a layman with basic fundamental of mathematics, I would say this likely falls into the category of center of gravity. Illustrated here is a mathematical formula from NASA. To those of you who have been living under a rock all these years, NASA stands for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, the US government body responsible for technology related to space and air flight travel. Based on this illustration attached, it appears complex at first glance, but if you apply it to the overall design of a traditional Kris, you will be able to calculate the center of gravity. Every material object, as long as it remains in a state of physical reality, obviously it has to conform to the laws of physics. Hence, it can be quantified, measured, calculated, and ultimately balanced. The philosophy of the Kris is not limited to just the Kris blade as its primary component to focus on. No doubt, it is the essential component piece that defines a Kris, but it requires other parts as well to complete its true definition of a Kris. It requires the hilt and the fittings. Separate components in their own right, but when put together, functions to complete the Kris, both from a functional viewpoint and in terms of aesthetics. To further illustrate this synergy and relationship, each component has to complement each other. The blade being the core without which it loses its exoteric and esoteric function. The hilt provides the means for one to wield the blade. And last but not least, the fittings, which provides a shelter for the blade to be transported about safely. All these three components becomes one, and this oneness displays harmony and balance. To illustrate, now remember, each component by themselves, by virtue of their physical nature, possesses their own center of gravity. What is remarkable, three different objects with varying values of center of gravity becomes one and realigns with each other to produce a new center of gravity. All in tandem and synergy despite asymmetrical dimensions. To illustrate, here is an example of a Kris that I am attempting to balance and make it stand on its own, without any other support aside from its own components. For me, personally, I am not in favor of stripping the parts bare and separate them from each other, just to prove that each parts on their own can be made to stand in balance. Reference to my earlier points, each part must become one to define it as a fully functioning Kris. Also, the next vital element, the one who is wielding the Kris, must themselves be balanced in mind and thought, and the result would be a successfully balanced Kris. No magical mumbo jumbo involved, the immaterial has become material. That which is unseen has now been made visible. To further illustrate that the center of gravity does not change, if the Kris has been well made in its entirety, we can also attempt to balance it on its hilt as well. Now, I am adjusting the position a bit so that the tip of the blade does not scratch my camera lens. And there you go. Perfectly balanced. No mystical mumbo jumbo here. Purely science, though archaic in terms of tradition, but nonetheless rationally translated and debunked through logical reasoning and alongside modern scientific evidence. What then about claims that the Kris that can stand on its own, those that withdraws itself from its sheath by themselves and as if by invisible hands able to balance on their own? My question back to you would be, have you seen it with your own eyes? Now, I have been a collector for over 20 years and I have met many who claims this and that, but when asked for a demonstration in a controlled study environment, many fall short at living up to these claims, which obviously beg the question of integrity to such claims. So, to conclude, I hope I have answered your question, Azhar Kasim. Mystical claims of Krises have shrouded this subject for a long time. Many have been debunked and myths have been busted by other collectors and researchers before me. Not to rub salt onto the wound, but here's something to reflect upon. If Krises were really all that powerful and magical as it has been hyped up to be, why is it Nusantara fell prey to colonial rule? Is it because we lacked magical Krises? Or simply we ran out of worthy individuals who were fit to wield the Kris? Does the Kris makes the man, or the man who makes the Kris bend to his will to shape his reality? Think about it. What I have presented in this video is, of course, my conclusions from my experience and observations. There are other debates out there with regards to this discussion. Most definitely many more alternative views and opinions. Feel free to pick and choose which one makes more sense to you. As I have mentioned in my earlier videos, this hobby of collecting is a personal journey. I can only offer an opinion based on my own set of experiences. I merely show you a door. But ultimately, it is you, the next generation of collectors, who must walk through that door and experience for yourself what lies beyond it. That is all for today's video. Thank you for watching till the end. I hope this video adds value to you and may you learn something new and useful from watching this. I look forward to reading your feedback in the comment section, so please feel free to leave me your comments and I will personally reply to you. If you like what you have watched today, please share with me your support by clicking the like, subscribe and bell notification icon. So, until we meet in my next video, this is Khairi Johari, better known as Pak Joffrey, the Kris Collector from Singapore, snapping out. See you in my next video. Bye bye.